My name's Joe Broughton and I'm the composer and musical director of the Co-Create Cornwall piece, which is called One and All. Here we are for the last sectional rehearsal of our great Cornwall piece, and we're at Humphrey Davy School, which is in Penzance. We've had 4 of these little sectional rehearsals. This is the last one today, and we're going to be just having the dress rehearsal in a couple of weeks, and then it's on to the performance, so a big day today. The young people of Cornwall are quite staggering, to be honest. It's not only are they great musicians, and there's just an incredible level of musicianship across Cornwall, but they also are just really nice people. They're very easy to work with, they're very patient, which you need when you're dealing with a band with 640 people in it, which I think is the latest count. You have to have a lot of patience and a lot of understanding of music, and also of working with other people, which they have, which is fantastic.
Jay's really nice. I love the way he's really creative, and he brings the music to life, if you know what
I mean. I'm Tom Chapman. I'm a member of the creative team behind Co-Create Cornwall. I'm in charge of the percussion section, and I've been involved in the workshopping throughout. I come from a jazz drumming background, having studied jazz at the Birmingham Conservatoire, where I met Joe and Paloma from the team. But over the years I've become more and more involved in the percussion world, really, which is probably what I'm best known for these days.
Collaborating with other musicians from down here it's been really nice and good to meet other people that are doing the same thing as I am, and nice to meet people that are a part of bands or a part of orchestras, and people that I didn't even know that were like myself.
So our group are from the 5 Island School, and we live on the Isles of Scilly. So as you can imagine, the travel is a bit different to everyone else who has to drive from places in Cornwall. So we actually had to catch a plane, which didn't quite go according to plan because of the bad visibility down this end. So we were an hour or so delayed. So we got over in the end though, which was good.
It means an awful lot to my pupils from the 5 Island School to be involved with this, because they've never had the opportunity to do something on such a large scale and to see so many musicians in action. You know, the most that we've ever done is like come over to Cornwall and do a few bits here, but you know, the fact that we're going up to London and to be involved with so many people and all doing the same thing, it's just brilliant for them, you know, it really is. And they've got opportunity to make new friends because they're all in different sections, so you know, they're having a really good time with it, they really are.
Hey! Miserable on the other leg. Cheerful. Hey!
Coming from a really small island, there's not very many people in our music group on our islands. There's only 11 of us that have come over today, and just today we've been playing with 150 people. So that's been really good, and it's very different to what we're used to. And obviously, because we only play woodwind instruments on the island, so we've got to have the chance to listen to some brass, some percussion, some string instruments that are really different to the sound that we've.
There's actually some instruments there that I didn't know what they were called, and I had to ask people, like, so what do you play? What's this thing? This is really brilliant to have sort of experiences and see instruments that you've never seen before. It's
really different, but in a really good way.
Together? So that's D, F sharp, G. Yeah? Clarinet is your tone. Your right transposing. Yeah? Together? 3, 4.
My name is Paloma Rodriguez, and I'm part of the creative team for Co-Create Cornwall. I've been helping a lot of the musicians who aren't necessarily used to playing folky styles. I've been working on accents, ornaments, all the little details that perhaps they haven't ever done before, and they've been brilliant. They've been really open-minded and up for doing all sorts of crazy things that I've been making them do, which has been really enjoyable.
What the tune's about, yeah? It's about a jolly, communicating, trying to get people going.
This project has meant that schools and entities, i.e. Rural youth bands, brass bands, that have been brought together where they not normally would have been. In particular when schools are very, very busy preparing for concerts, and where rural ensembles are busy preparing for their local sort of community things, it's a very difficult thing to put everybody together, whereas this project has meant that we've got to do that, and I think it's going to lead on to bigger and better things for the future.
I guess the challenge of bringing together all these different groups with different activities is there's no way, what you wouldn't want to do is to turn it into one great big mediocrity and kind of balance everything out. And so from the outset we wanted to do something that incorporated loads of different styles and lots of different music. But Joe, I think, has come up absolutely trumps with this. He gives moments where every participating group shines, where the mood of the music, it tells its own story, but it does allow for this incredibly kind of disparate collection of musicians to each have their little story and their part, and yet works, I think, very well as a cohesive unity. Another area that we wanted to look at was just about the level of energy and the energy of performance. And again, I think he's come up trumps. And in the rehearsals, this has been particularly good. The level of dance, of involvement, of really kind of getting everybody absolutely energised to play, getting rid of the music, getting rid of the notes, dealing with memorising it, internalising it. And so, well, it's a piece which has moments of reflection, moments of kind of dark, some sadness, but then one mega party as well.
To learn the piece that I'm going to perform has been really interesting because it's nothing like I've ever played before, and there's a lot of rest that I have to learn, a lot of new rhythms that I'm not used to, and a lot of time signature changes which are completely different to what I'm used to. I'm used to normal, straight through music. So, and the contrast between the movements in the piece are just amazing.
We set out from the outset that making connections with people to build bridges between people in different areas was very much going to be part of what we were doing. And of course one can never know really what this is going to lead to. It's wonderful to be able to work, for instance, with St Kevin Brass Band, hear their sound, their quality. I guess for me, living in Penzance, one of the big attractions is to be able to look over the water at the Isles of Scilly and Five Islands School. And some years ago there was some travel of music teachers over to the islands. I know there was some string teaching going on there. In recent years that hasn't happened. So in this case with Five Islands, I've already been talking to the school about the possibility of a group from here going and staying there, having residency there, giving concerts. Hopefully that will be reciprocated, that we'll be able to have their players coming over. But equally that could be happening between the northeast of the county and the south of the county as well. It's when you live at the end of a long peninsula, there's sea all the way around. It's always up and down the road, up and down the county.
I'm really looking forward to the performance of the piece. Obviously, it being at the Royal Albert Hall and part of what I think is a fantastic event that Music for Youth put together every year is very exciting for myself and my team in terms of being able to perform on one of the most prestigious stages of the world, but more so to see the young people actually. I mean, you just seeing the look on their faces when they walk into the building is almost enough, but then being able to perform to 5,000 people, however many people it is, I think will be something quite exciting. And what I want to see is in the eyes of the performers their reaction to the audience's reaction to them, if that makes any sense. I think that communication between the audience and between a band of that size is something that can be really exciting.
I was very privileged many years ago to actually come through the system and take part in the actual final night of the Music for Youth proms with St Kevin Youth Band as a player. All of these youngsters that are taking part in this project have never played at the Albert Hall or probably ever been there as well, so this is a fantastic opportunity for them.
The Music for Youth Schools Prom is always a fantastic event, and it's going to be quite a night for the young people, because not only will they get to perform this piece for the first time with all those people, but they also get to hear an amazing range of music from all sorts of young groups from across the country. So it's going to be a fantastic evening for them.
I'm really looking forward to the Albert Hall because I think it will be a really big experience in my life, because it's something that not many people get to do. So I reckon it'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to it too, because I think it's such an amazing opportunity that I think a lot of people in Cornwall don't necessarily get, living so far away from big cities. And I think it's just really amazing that we're going to get the chance to perform there.
The concert's going to be amazing, the piece is sounding great, Music for Youth always put on a fantastic evening. I'm really excited for everybody in the band, and I'm excited myself to take part in it as well.